Introducing the Brother SE600, the 2-in-1 sewing and embroidery machine designed to fuel your creative projects for years to come. Get more control with the So Smart Color LCD touchscreen display. Easily position your embroidery designs with just a touch of your finger. Preview thread color changes and immediately see the results on screen before stitching. Get more space to view your designs and perform on-screen edits. And get started quickly with built-in tutorials that provide on-screen sewing assistance. Jumpstart your embroidery projects with 80 high-quality built-in embroidery designs, including new applique designs and 6 built-in embroidery fonts, plus access to iBroidery.com, where you'll find thousands of ready-to-use designs, and all of them can be easily imported using the onboard USB port. Think big with an even larger workspace. Explore endless creative options with 103 built-in sewing stitches, including 10 styles of buttonholes, 7 sewing feet for zigzag, monogramming, overcasting, zippers, and more. Plus advanced features like an automatic needle threading, variable speed control, and programmable needle up-down. So bring your creative sewing and embroidery visions to life with the Brother SE600 2-in-1 sewing and embroidery machine.
I've had many Singer sewing machines, and this is the best one yet.
I am really in awe of what came with this machine and all it can do. It's more than I expected. I love it, and I would recommend it to any type of sewer.
This machine is an incredible value, and I would highly recommend it.
Customer reviews say it all. Singer's 9960 Quantum Stylist sewing machine features sophisticated functions and smart technology. Now you can have high-end features at a great value. Whether you want to create a quick project or sew like a pro, the Singer Quantum Stylist sewing machine has everything you need and more. You're sure to have the right stitch for every project with 600 built-in stitches, including 5 alphabets to choose from. With just a touch of a button, stitches can be mirror imaged, adding even more stitch variety. Press the elongation button and stitches can be made up to 5 times longer.
This stitching is beautiful. I like the variety of stitches, which makes projects look professional and polished.
Buttonhole sewing is a simple one-step process, providing consistent results. Choose from 13 buttonhole styles. The exclusive buttonhole underplate ensures perfect buttonholes, even when sewing close to heavy seams.
I love the unique stitches, the ease of operation, and the performance of the machine. The Quantum Stylist, it's just the best machine I ever owned.
When you choose a stitch, the machine automatically displays the recommended presser foot, so you can sew your projects with confidence.
It's quiet, it doesn't skip stitches, looks pricey, and it helps me pick out the attachments that I need for my project.
The Singer Quantum Stylist sewing machine has a heavy-duty metal frame. This rigid support holds all the mechanisms in perfect alignment, providing skip-free sewing and overall durability.
It's absolutely the quietest machine I've ever heard, but a total workhorse.
My main interest was to get a powerful motor to work with heavier fabrics, and I got what I wanted with the Quantum Stylist. You can do almost anything with this beauty.
This machine handles everything from heavy denims to the lightest shears. You can sew them all with confidence. The 7-segment feeding system and box feed work together to provide perfect and equal contact with the fabric and presser foot, ensuring accurate fabric feed. When you're done sewing, just press the automatic thread cutter button, and the machine automatically trims the top and bobbin threads for you.
I love the built-in thread cutter. It saves time and thread.
Stay Bright LED lights illuminate the sewing surface for optimal viewing of your work. These lights will last for 100,000 hours and are always cool to the touch.
Wonderful machine. I learned to sew on a Singer, but could never afford a good top of the line.
Now you can have high-end features at a great value.
I love this sewing machine. I'm new to making quilts, and this machine has all the necessary tools I need. It's also very quiet, and it's easy to transport to quilting classes.
I absolutely love it. It sews well, and the decorative stitches are great additions to quilting projects.
The Singer Model 9960 sewing machine is great for quilting, top stitching, and applique. The machine also has drop feed, allowing you to lower the feed dogs so that you can do free motion embroidery, monograms, as well as stipple quilting.
It comes with so many presser feet. You can do almost anything with this beauty.
I love this sewing machine. It comes with all the feet I will probably ever need.
You'll love the large selection of presser feet and accessories with onboard storage. Customize your machine's sewing speed for your project. Unplug the foot controller, press the start button, and the machine sews. You are still in complete control. Just slide the speed lever to set the perfect speed for your project. The presser foot lifter has two heights. The second position offers more clearance, which is convenient when placing multiple layers or bulky fabric under the presser foot.
I'm very happy with this machine. The extra large sewing surface is awesome. I use it all the time.
An extension table is included, providing you with a larger surface, essential for quilting or when working with larger projects.
The price is great for all the features it has. I'd recommend this to beginner and advanced seamstresses.
Before I bought this one, I tried all of the top brands. I came back to Singer because I love this machine. It has every bell and whistle you could want.
The Singer 9960 Quantum Stylist sewing machine is loaded with many of the convenience features you would expect in a higher-end machine, like simple threading, thanks to the built-in automatic needle threader, sewing's biggest time saver. The top drop-in bobbin is easy to insert. The clear cover allows you to monitor the thread supply as you go.
This machine is easy to use and packed full of features. I love the automatic thread tension, and I've never had to adjust it.
The auto tension system ensures stable stitch quality regardless of which fabric type you want to sew. Tie off decorative and utility stitches with just a push of a button. The auto-locking stitch feature ensures quality stitching and prevents unraveling. You can easily adjust the screen brightness by turning the LCD display dial.
I cannot go a day without using my Singer. What more can I say, but I love, love, love my Singer.
The Singer 9960 Quantum Stylist sewing machine offers performance and quality at a great value. Get yours today and unleash your own creativity.
Welcome to the world of affordable sewing and embroidery with the Brother SE400. With this computer-connectable, versatile, and easy-to-use machine, you can go from sewing to embroidering in minutes. The SE400 offers a versatile array of 67 sewing stitches, 70 built-in embroidery designs, 120 frame pattern combinations, and 5 fonts. And the 4x4-inch embroidery area is just the right size for doing your favorite monogrammed applique. You can even import thousands of embroidery designs from iBroidery.com and other websites for virtually unlimited design options. You also get 8 quick-change sewing feet, a tremendous value. It's incredibly easy to change between feet. The SE400 is easy to set up and use. Features like the automatic needle threader and quick-set top drop-in bobbin are big time and frustration savers. And the one-step buttonhole is automatically sized to fit your buttons. The SE400 includes a range of editing features you control through the easy-to-use touchscreen. You can also use the touchscreen to access built-in tutorials, change your settings, and more. Plus, you'll love how easy the instructions are to follow. Enjoy all the great sewing and embroidery features, including accessories and Brother support, with the reliable, easy-to-learn and use SE400 from Brother.
Looking for a sewing machine? How about a sewing and embroidery machine? Then look no further than Brother. From automatic needle threading, LCD screens, and built-in designs, Brother Sewing and Embroidery have the features that let you unleash your designer within you. Brother, at your side. Are you ready to enter the world of computerized sewing? Then get ready for the Brother CS6000i. The CS6000i includes many of the desirable features that are found in most Brother sewing machines. An automatic needle threader, an automatic buttonholer, and a quick-set drop-in bobbin. But with the CS6000i, you get even more. An LCD screen for stitch selection, a start-stop button for easy operation without the foot pedal, sewing speed controller that allows you to select your sewing speed, making it as fast or slow as you like, 60 built-in stitches, 7 styles of one-step buttonholes, a number of quilting and sewing accessories, including 7 presser feet, and even a protective hardcover. The one-touch start, stop, and reverse operations allow sewing without the included foot control. Though quite powerful, you'd be surprised how quiet this machine is. Beginners and seasoned seamstresses alike love the LCD screen. See how easy and quick stitch selection is when you use the simple push buttons located beside the LCD screen. That's right, no more turning dials, and it's now easier than ever to change your stitches. You'll find that the LCD screen is almost like having a personal sewing guide. Just take a look. If you are using the automatic buttonhole function and you happen to set it up incorrectly, an error message quickly reads on the screen and prevents a mistake in your project. The screen also tells you exactly which foot to use, so there is no need for guesswork. Wind the bobbin quickly using the bobbin winding system. Inserting the bobbin is exceptionally easy. The bobbin drops in, but you don't have to draw up the lower thread because of the quick-set drop-in bobbin system. The Brother CS6000i boasts 60 built-in utility, decorative, and heirloom stitches, each with multiple stitch functions, which means you can multiply your creative options. The super wide 7mm zigzag stitch makes a great embellishment stitch for home crafts and garments. One of the best features of this machine is the full set of accessories you get, which all stow away neatly in the built-in storage compartment. The included feet, which can help you with almost any project, include a buttonhole foot used to create the 7 styles of built-in buttonholes, an overcasting foot, which is perfect for creating a flat, professional-looking finished edge and prevents raveling. A monogramming foot partners well with many of the built-in decorative stitches in the CS6000i. A zigzag foot is the standard sewing foot that is used for most general sewing. A zipper foot makes zipper insertion fast and easy. A blind stitch foot for creating blind hems in garments and home dec items. And a button sewing foot. There are bonus accessories such as a walking foot for easy, accurate stitching of slippery fabrics or multiple layers. A quilt guide to create precise, evenly spaced quilting lines. And a spring action quilting foot for darning, free motion quilting, or embroidery. And finally, the included oversized table is perfect for quilting and large sewing projects. So, if you're looking for affordable computerized sewing with loads of flexibility, check out the Brother CS6000i.
Welcome to the owner's class video for the Singer Stylist Model 7258 sewing machine. In this video, we're going to go over what you need to know to get started, such as winding the bobbin, threading the needle, selecting a stitch, changing the needle, and more. Let's start by taking a tour of the machine. The first thing we're going to do is plug in our power cord and plug in the foot control and turn the machine on. And you'll know the machine is on when the screen and light come on. Here's the hand wheel that you will always turn towards you, the bobbin winding stopper, the bobbin winding spindle, the carry handle, the spool pin where we'll put our spool of thread, the bobbin winding tension disc, a metal threading guide, another metal guide, our tension dial, which allows us to fine-tune the look of our stitches, and the take-up lever. This is very important when we thread our machine, so we'll go over more about this later. The reverse lever, which allows you to sew in reverse, and also acts as a tie-off for decorative stitches. The speed control, which allows you to set the maximum speed of your machine. To the right is faster, to the left is slower. The programmable needle up-down button, which allows you to choose whether or not to have the needle stop in the up or down position when you stop sewing. The start-stop button, which allows you to sew without the foot control on the machine. Down here we have the built-in needle threader, your needle, the all-purpose foot, the presser foot lifter, which allows you to raise and lower your presser foot, and a bobbin comes already in the machine. On our panel, we have our stitch selector buttons, and to the right we have this circle of buttons. The up and down arrow allow you to increase or decrease your stitch length, and the right and left allow you to increase or decrease your stitch width. On the front of the machine, we have the removable storage compartment, which when removed exposes the free arm, which is very useful when sewing cuffs and pant hems. If we open up the storage compartment, we have additional accessories inside, such as additional bobbins and presser feet. Let's take a look at some of those presser feet. In addition to the all-purpose foot that already comes on your machine, you get a satin stitch foot, used for sewing satin stitches and decorative stitches, a zipper foot, used for inserting zippers, and it can also be used for inserting piping, a gathering foot, which can be used to gather a layer of fabric, and can also be used to gather a layer of fabric while sewing it to a flat piece of fabric, a blind hem foot, used to sew blind hems, an overcasting foot, which can create seams and seam finishing using your overcasting stitches, a straight stitch foot, which is particularly useful when sewing sheers and lightweight fabrics, a rolled hem foot, which is used for creating a rolled hem, a darning and embroidery foot, which is used for freehand sewing and freehand embroidery, and a buttonhole foot, used for sewing buttonholes. Now it's time to wind a bobbin. Raise the presser foot and move this little black button to the right to pop off your clear view cover and retrieve your bobbin. This machine uses class 15J bobbins, so when you go to the store to purchase more bobbins, make sure you purchase Singer class 15J bobbins. Place your spool of thread on the spool pin and cap it with the spool cap. Bring the thread to this metal guide and clip it in. And then come to the second metal guide and bring it around. Then you'll want to wrap it around the bobbin winding tension disc and come over to the bobbin winding spindle. The bobbin has no designated top or bottom, so insert the thread from the inside out through the top of the bobbin, hold the thread tail, and press the bobbin onto the bobbin winding spindle, and you'll feel it and hear it click into place. Make sure it's all the way on the bobbin winding spindle so that thread doesn't accidentally wind around the spindle itself. Move the spindle over to the right and press the foot control to begin winding. Once the thread tail is buried, clip the tail flush with the top of the bobbin, then continue winding until the bobbin is full or until you have enough thread for your project. When you're done winding, Move the bobbin winding spindle back to the left, remove the bobbin, and trim the thread. Now we're ready to put it in the machine. Before you put your bobbin into the bobbin holder, make sure the thread is coming off the bobbin in a counterclockwise motion. Or if there's a thread tail hanging down, it will look like the letter P. P for perfect sewing. Place the bobbin into the bobbin holder. Lightly hold the top of the bobbin and bring the thread behind this metal notch. And let it hang to the side. If you've just wound a bobbin, the top of your machine probably looks like this. Let's take the thread off of the bobbin winding tension disc. And it's already in metal guides 1 and 2. So we'll come down number 2's path, do a U-turn at number 3, and back up to the take-up lever. So we're going to go from right to left and back down. Come down and place the thread behind the guide right above the needle. Bring the thread under the hook on the built-in needle threader. Bring down the built-in needle threader and move it so that the prongs encompass the needle. Bring the thread under the prongs, lightly hold the thread to give it some tension, and slowly release the built-in needle threader. Now there will be a loop behind the needle. Just pull that loop, and the needle is threaded. Now we need to draw up the bobbin thread. Hold the upper thread tail in your hand and turn the hand wheel towards you 1 complete rotation until the needle is in the highest position. Then pull up on your thread and there will be a loop of bobbin thread. Pull that up and place it underneath the presser foot. Put the clear view cover back on over the bobbin holder. And we're ready to test a stitch. The straight stitch is automatically selected when we turn on our machine. So my straight stitch is already selected. Place the fabric under the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. When you're done sewing, raise the presser foot and trim the threads. And there's our stitch. It looks good on the top and on the back. If your stitches look something like this on the top and loopy, irregular, or full of thread on the back, then you'll need to rethread your upper thread. You can also check your instruction manual. When sewing a seam, you'll notice on your needle plate that there are lines with markings such as 3/8 and 5/8. Many commercial patterns I use have a 5/8 inch seam allowance. So I'm going to place my fabric under the presser foot in line with the 5/8 mark. Lower the presser foot and sew forwards a few stitches. Now I'm going to press and hold the reverse button to sew backwards a few stitches. Release the button and sew forward along your seam. Notice I'm not pushing or pulling the fabric. I am simply guiding it along the guideline. Stop sewing once you've reached the end of your fabric. Press and hold the reverse button to sew backwards a few stitches. Release the reverse button and sew to the end. Raise the presser foot and trim the threads. And here's our seam. We did reverse sewing at the beginning and end so that our stitches won't become unraveled. Now let's check out how to select a stitch. When sewing decorative stitches, we're going to put the satin stitch foot on the machine, and we retrieved this foot from the removable storage compartment. To remove the all-purpose foot from your machine, behind the presser foot holder is a little lever. Push the lever towards you, and the presser foot pops right off. Place the satin stitch foot so the little metal bar is under the presser foot holder, and lower the presser foot holder, and it will snap into place. Now we're going to select our decorative stitch. Let's start by sewing out stitch number 61 which is a pretty vine pattern. Go up to your stitch selector button and press it until you see 61. The optimum length and width for the stitch are already set. Place your fabric under the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. Stop sewing once you've reached the end. Raise the presser foot and trim the thread. And there's our vine stitch. Next, I want to sew stitch number 32, the star stitch. So I'm going to come back up to my stitch selector buttons and press them until I see the number 32. I'm going to place my fabric back under the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. Stop sewing once you've reached the end. Raise the presser foot and trim the thread. And there's our star stitch. Last, let's do stitch number 12, the feather stitch. I'm going to go back up to my stitch selector buttons and press them until I see the number 12. Place the fabric under the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. Stop sewing once you've reached the end. Raise the presser foot and trim the thread. And there's our feather stitch. Now let's take a look at our stitch length and stitch width selectors. Now let's look at adjusting length and width on our stitches. All of the stitches on the machine will be set to their optimum settings once you select them, but many of them can be overridden to customize them for your project. Let's stitch out number 63, the serpentine stitch. I'm going to go to my stitch selector buttons and press them until 63 is shown. Let's stitch that out at the default settings. Place the fabric under the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. Stop sewing when you reach the end. Raise the presser foot and trim the thread. And there's our serpentine stitch. Now let's see if I adjust the stitch length and make it longer. Let's see how that looks. Place the fabric underneath the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. Stop sewing at the end of the fabric, raise your presser foot, and trim the thread. Put your fabric underneath the presser foot, lower the presser foot, and begin sewing. Stop sewing at the end of your fabric, raise the presser foot, and trim the thread. On the machine, I can see that we have bar tack buttonholes, which are the most common type of buttonholes. When preparing your fabric to make a buttonhole, it's a good idea to stabilize the fabric. This will prevent any sort of bunching or puckering whenever you sew your buttonhole. Place the button onto your project and mark the bottom where the buttonhole will begin. Then use a ruler and mark a guideline upwards. I retrieved the buttonhole foot from the removable storage compartment. Take your fabric and line up the bottom mark we made with the red mark on the presser foot. And slide the fabric under. Line up the long guideline we drew with the center of the foot. Lower the presser foot and begin sewing. Raise the presser foot and there's our buttonhole. To finish off our buttonhole, take the tail thread and thread a hand sewing needle. And move the thread to the back of your project and tie it off. To open the buttonhole, place a pin at the top bar tack, and this will help to make sure we don't accidentally cut through that top bar tack. Take the seam ripper that came in the removable accessory tray, insert it above the bottom bar tack, and carefully work your way up. Remove the pin, and there is our buttonhole, perfectly sized for our button. Now let's change a needle. Now it's time to change the needle. I'm going to place a piece of paper over the feed teeth just so I don't accidentally drop the needle into my machine. Take the screwdriver from your removable storage compartment, grab the needle, and loosen the needle clamp screw, and remove the needle.